All right, let's get to the first email today. And the first email today comes to us from Jesse Barnes, who writes, "Hey, John, I saw on your Twitter that you and Ann went to the Wreck-It Ralph premiere. I really liked the first one, so I've been a bit nervous about a sequel letdown. Without giving any spoilers, how does this one stand up?" All right, thanks a lot for the email, Jesse. And yes, last night, my wife Ann and I went to the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. That's right across the street from the Dolby Theater where they hold the Oscars, and right across the street from the Chinese Theater as well. It's very iconic Hollywood spot right there. You got the El Capitan, you got the Chinese, you got the Dolby Theater. Anyway, it's a very iconic spot. Lots of stuff goes on down there. So Ann and I ran down there last night to go to the Wreck-It Ralph 2 premiere, or Ralph Breaks the Internet. Look, I'm just going to call it Wreck-It Ralph 2, okay? There you go. So we went down. Now, it was really funny. We remembered that we were actually at the first Wreck-It Ralph premiere as well. That was in the same theater. If you're wondering what Anne's dressed like there, Anne is dressed like Princess Jasmine in her pajamas. If you remember in the trailer when they're showing all the Disney princesses, there's a scene where all the Disney princesses are in pajamas sort of things. Anne dressed up as that, and she looked amazing as that last night. A lot better than I did, obviously, but that's not exactly hard. So anyway, we went to that, and then we went to the after party. And at the after party, they had this booth where it would create you as an internet citizen in Wreck-It Ralph. And so they put together my avatar, apparently of what I would look like as Wreck-It Ralph if I was transported into the internet in Wreck-It Ralph. That is apparently what I would look like. So I don't know. You guys tell me. Is that me? I don't know. But that's what they came up with, and I thought it looked kind of like me a little bit. So anyway, yes. Now, right now, here's the funny thing. I was getting ready to give my review because 99% of the time, once a movie has its premiere, there's no longer a review embargo. Once a movie has its premiere, there's no longer a review embargo. So I was all ready, and when I went through all my premiere invitations and my other screening invitations, there is nothing mentioned about a review embargo. Not a single word. So I was getting ready this morning to do my review embargo. And at the last second, I double check the Rotten Tomatoes meter just to see where Wreck-It Ralph is at. And there were no reviews. So I'm like, what the hell? So I email one of the Disney reps saying, "Hey, I'm about to review this movie. Is there a review embargo?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, review embargo's next week." And I'm like, well, thanks for telling me. So here's the thing though. So I cannot review the movie here. But what I can do is they lifted the embargo on social media reactions. So I'll tell you what my just basic reaction is. Thumbs up. Fun time. I'm not sure. Now, you guys remember how much I love the first Wreck-It Ralph? I just went crazy for that movie. I love that. I'm not quite sure that I liked Wreck-It Ralph 2 quite as much as the first one, but it is a bang-on good time. It really is. It is a bang-on good time. It's deeper than the first one. They take some deep cuts in this movie. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Tons of good laughs. Using pop culture references, but in a meaningful way, unlike the Emoji Movie, which just threw out pop cultural references for the sake of having pop culture references. All the pop culture references in Wreck-It Ralph had meaning. So it was really great. Now, I can't say much more about it. I'll do my full review next week. But listen, I'm not the only one who gave my reactions. A bunch of other critics have seen the film. They've started putting up their reactions online. Here's what some of them had to say. Eric Eisenberg, our friend from over there at Cinema Blend, writes, "Ralph Breaks the Internet is great, super funny, creative, and charming with the same kind of character-based emotional core that made the first one so special. It's a really fun follow-up, very happy." Meg Downey from IGN writes, "Ralph Breaks the Internet was much funnier as a trailer. It's absolutely not a movie for people who work on or use the internet regularly." Well, I don't know about that, Meg. I'm somebody who works on the internet regularly, and it was definitely for me, but at any rate. And that's okay, but it's definitely not for me. So see, not everybody loved Wreck-It Ralph 2. Scott Menzel writes, Ralph Breaks the Internet is better than the original in every way. Not sure I agree with that, but it is great. Huge laughs and plenty of heart. The princess sequence will more than likely become one of the most memorable scenes in 2018. Be sure to stay through the credits for even more laughs. I'm pissed off because I didn't stay through the credits. Ann and I Anna and I were so anxious to get to the after party. As soon as the credits started to roll, we left. And then I'm hearing everybody talking about the post-credit scene, and I missed out, but whatever. Peter Soretta from Slash Film writes, good news, Disney didn't screw up Ralph Breaks the Internet. But it's not as great as the first. A lot of laugh-out-loud moments, but the character-driven emotional center, deeper dissection of the internet's pitfalls and toxic relationships elevates it. Stick through the credits. Again, I didn't stick through the credits. Courtney Howard writes, Ralph Breaks the Internet is full of heart, sweet charm, and subversive smarts. The princess stuff kills, obviously, but the A Place Called Slaughter Race song sequence is a spectacular show. Jermaine Lucier writes, the best thing about Ralph Breaks the Internet is that it has huge heart. That, along with some surprising subtexts, elevate what's already a surprising, funny, exciting movie. It's a sequel equal to its predecessor. And finally, Charles Ridley writes, diehard Disney fans are going to love this. So many fun references and Easter eggs from Disney, Pixar, and Marvel. Plus, the princesses are perfect. They have way more than you think, and people will be talking about this for a long time. And look, by the way, I've got to agree. The princess stuff, which I thought it looked like would be a cute little shtick for a minute or two. The princess stuff in this movie really works. I'm going to tell you something right now. The best joke in the movie, I'm not going to give it away, but it has something to do with a studio. So I'm going to say, the best joke in the movie about a studio comes from the princess stuff. When you see this movie, pay very close attention to everything that's going on in the princess stuff, because there's so much stuff in there. It's kind of hard to keep up with it. So there you have it, guys. There are all the initial reactions to Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Not everybody loves it. Some think it's better than the first. Some, like me, don't think it's quite as good as the first. I'll go into a more in-depth review again next week, but those are the first reactions coming online. How much are you guys looking forward to this movie? Little hint, you should be looking forward to it because it's a pretty damn good time. All right, let's move on now to the second